Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Welcome back to Bears Chat Now, the only place where we tell you the truth about your Chicago Bears, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, even when it hurts and especially when it gets you fired up. Because today, folks, we are doing something dangerous, something bold, something that might get me a few angry comments in the section below, and honestly, I am here for every single one of them. We are breaking down the Chicago Bears' brand new 2026 NFL schedule game by game, week by week, and we are predicting this team's final record. And I'm going to tell you right now, before we even get into it, I think this team wins 12 games, 12. And by the time I'm done walking you through this schedule, you are going to believe it too. So buckle up, Bears Nation. This is going to be a long, loud, and absolutely electric ride. Let's set the scene first because context matters. The 2026 Chicago Bears are not the same franchise, Joe, that has been breaking your heart for the last 2 decades. This is not the Bears team that made you feel silly for believing in them. Last season, Ben Johnson walked into Hollis Hall in year 1 and immediately turned this franchise into an 11-win playoff team. 11 wins, a wild card victory, the NFC North title for the first time since 2018. This city got to celebrate a division championship. And for the first time in 15 long, painful years, the Bears won a playoff game. Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, is entering year 3 of his career with a full year in Ben Johnson's system already under his belt, and the football world is watching. After winning the NFC North and reaching the divisional round in 2025, the expectations are sky high in 2026 as Caleb Williams and the rest of this team look to take another massive step forward. But here is the part nobody wants to talk about on a sunny day in May. The schedule is absolutely brutal, like historically brutal. The Bears have the hardest strength of schedule in the entire NFL in 2026, with their opponents having a combined .550 winning percentage last season. That is not just a red flag. That is a 5-alarm fire waving a red flag. The last team to win a playoff game while starting with the league's toughest strength of schedule was the 2016 Atlanta Falcons. And only 3 of the past 10 teams to face the NFL's hardest schedule even made it to the postseason. History, ladies and gentlemen, is not on Chicago's side. But guess what? We are not here to talk about history. We are here to make it, and the 2026 Bears just might be different enough to do exactly that. Now let's talk about the schedule itself, because when you look at it game by game, something interesting happens. The dread starts to melt away and the opportunity starts to reveal itself. The schedule kicks off week 1 on September 13th with a road game at the Carolina Panthers, followed by home games against the Minnesota Vikings in week 2, the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football in week 3, and the New York Jets in week 4. 3 of the first 4 games at home. That is not an accident. The NFL knows what it has in this Bears team, and they are setting the table for a fast start. Week 1 in Carolina. Now look, this might seem like a strange opener. You've got 2 teams that were both in the playoffs last year, and the early betting line has Chicago as a 2.5-point favorite on the road. That tells you everything you need to know. The league respects the Bears enough to have them favored, even away from Soldier Field in the very first game of the year. The Panthers squeaked into the postseason last year in an NFC South division that was, let's be honest, not exactly a gauntlet of greatness. Carolina is a stepping stone, and the Bears need to treat it that way. Week 1 road win. The Bears get to 1-0, and the energy in Chicago starts building immediately. Then comes the real test, and it comes fast. Week 2, Minnesota Vikings at home. Now, this is one of the most fascinating storylines of the entire 2026 NFL season. The Vikings are installing a brand new quarterback situation, presumably with Kyler Murray trying to find his footing in Kevin O'Connell's offense. That is not a small thing. Kyler Murray in a new system, learning new timing routes, new concepts, new everything, while Brian Flores, arguably the nastiest defensive coordinator in the entire league, is scheming against Caleb Williams for the 5th time in their careers. Now, Flores has given Caleb some problems before. We all remember some of those early season headaches, but catching Minnesota early with Murray still getting comfortable with the Bears at home and riding the momentum of a Week 1 road win. I love Chicago in this spot. Bears go to 2, and Week 3 is where things get genuinely must-see television. Philadelphia Eagles, Monday Night Football at Soldier Field. Chicago has 5 primetime games in 2026 compared to just 3 in 2025, and that jump tells you exactly how seriously the NFL is taking this Bears team. Last Black Friday in Philly, Caleb Williams and the Bears ran for 280 yards and reminded the entire country that this offense is legitimately dangerous when it is cooking. Now, the Eagles come to Chicago in a new offensive system. It is only the 3rd game of Jalen Hurts in that new scheme. A.J. Brown appears to be gone from that receiving core, and the Bears are at home under the lights on Monday night. The vibe, the atmosphere, the matchup, it all lines up beautifully for Chicago. Bears improve to 3. And suddenly every sports network in America is talking about nothing but the Chicago Bears. And if they're 3-0, here comes the trap. Everybody will be screaming about Week 4. The New York Jets at home. Aaron Glenn, former Detroit Lions defensive coordinator, now running the show in New York. Ben Johnson knows Glenn extremely well. Glenn knows Johnson. This could get hyped up into some kind of chess match between former colleagues, but at the end of the day, the Bears are simply the better team. This is a Jet squad that is still rebuilding, still finding its identity, still nowhere near the level of a healthy, motivated, homestanding Chicago Bears team that is dreaming about being 4-0. Bears win. They sweep September 4-0, and Bears Nation absolutely loses its mind. But then comes Week 5 at Lambeau Field, Green Bay Packers. And look, I want to be real with you. I love the Bears. I will go to the mat for this team, but I am not sitting here and telling you the Bears go 17-0. Lambeau is Lambeau. The Packers at home are always a challenge, and while the Bears have momentum and talent, I am picking Green Bay in this one. Bears fall to 4-1. And you know what? 4-1 after 5 weeks with a road loss at Green Bay as your only blemish. Nobody in Bears Nation should be anything but thrilled with that start. Week 6 takes Chicago to Atlanta to face the Falcons, and this is one of those road games that a legitimate Super Bowl contender has to go collect. Whether it's Tua or Michael Penix under center for Atlanta, the Bears should have a clear quarterback advantage and a clear overall talent advantage. Southern teams coming north in cold weather get a lot of attention, but the Bears going south in October, still flying high with energy and confidence. I like Chicago to bounce back hard and improve to 5-1. Splitting back-to-back road games, which is what just happened at Green Bay and Atlanta, is considered a successful stretch in the NFL. The Bears do one better and go 1-1. That works. Now here's where the schedule turns absolutely electric. 3 straight primetime games, weeks 7, 8, and 9, against the 2 teams that just played in the Super Bowl. This is where the 2026 Chicago Bears season either announces itself to the world or pumps the brakes in a major way. Week 7 is Thursday Night Football at home against the New England Patriots. Week 8 is Monday Night Football in Seattle against the Seahawks. And Week 9 is Sunday Night Football at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Back-to-back Super Bowl participants sandwiching a home game. The NFL put this on the schedule and essentially dared Caleb Williams to prove he belongs in the conversation with the best quarterbacks in the game. Here's the thing about the Patriots game. Drake May had a tremendous year too. He was the best quarterback from that 2024 draft class last season, but this is year 3 for Caleb Williams. This is the year the coronation happens. This is the year that number 18 at Soldier Field becomes must-see television every single week. The Bears have a rest advantage going into this Thursday night game. The crowd will be absolutely rocking, And there is something deeply satisfying about the idea of Caleb Williams carving up the reigning AFC champions at home under the Thursday night lights. Bears win 6-1, and it feels like something real is being built on the lakefront. Seattle on Monday night is the tricky one. The Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. They will be rolling out their ring ceremony at some point that night. The crowd will be deafening, and mid-season for a defending champion often means they are hitting their stride. This is the one loss in the primetime stretch. Bears fall to 6-2, but I want you to hear me when I say this. 6-2 after 8 games, with your only losses coming at Lambeau and at Seattle, is a season that has legitimate Super Bowl written all over it. And then Week 9, Tampa Bay, home Sunday night, empty the tank before the bye week. The Buccaneers still have name recognition, but the Bears should be the better team here. There's a world of difference between going into your bye week at 6-3 versus 7-2. 7-2 basically means you are a playoff lock. You are talking seeding at that point. Bears win Tampa, go to the bye week at 7-2, and the entire city of Chicago spends its week off dreaming about January football. Out of the bye week, the Saints visit Soldier Field in Week 11. New Orleans might be improved and could potentially win the NFC South, but a Southern team traveling to Chicago in the middle of November against a Bears defense that will be rested and ready. Chicago handles business 8-2, and then comes what might be the hardest game on the entire schedule. Week 12, Thanksgiving at Detroit, short week, road game, noon kickoff, playing 7 hours earlier than a typical Thursday night football game. The Lions are ferocious at home and in a dome, and we all remember what happened last year when Detroit came to Soldier Field and hung 50 points on Chicago's defense. The Bears got a measure of revenge in the rematch, holding Detroit to 19, but this Thanksgiving trip feels brutally timed. The Bears fall to 8-3, and the Thanksgiving turkey might taste a little bitter on the shores of Lake Michigan, but here is the schedule quirk that actually softens the blow. After that brutal short week Thanksgiving road trip, the Bears get extra time to prepare for Week 13's home game against Jacksonville. The Jaguars won 13 games last year and are a legitimate NFL program now, but with extra preparation time, with the game at Soldier Field, with a Southern team coming north in December, Chicago wins 9-3, and the playoff seeding picture starts getting very, very interesting. Week 14 takes the Bears to Miami, and honestly, this might be the easiest road game on the entire schedule. The Dolphins' situation is murky at best. By December, they could be anywhere on the standings, and regardless of where they are, Chicago should have far too much firepower for whatever Miami puts on the field. Bears win in the sunshine, 10-3. Then comes the big one, Week 15, Saturday night at Buffalo. Josh Allen, new Highmark Stadium, a Bills team that is built similarly to Chicago, with an opportunistic defense and a franchise quarterback who has already taken the leap that everyone is waiting for Caleb to take this year. This is a coin flip game played in the cold of December in Western New York, and as much as it pains me, I am picking Buffalo. Bears fall to 10-4, but they are still very much in control of their own destiny, and then the holiday stretch that no Bears fan will ever forget. Week 16, Christmas Day, Green Bay Packers at Soldier Field. You are not getting swept by Green Bay. You are not losing to the Packers on Christmas Day at home. This is the split. This is the payback for Lambeau. The Bears win it, improve to 11-4, and Chicago has the most electric Christmas Day atmosphere in the history of Soldier Field. The crowd is going absolutely berserk. Caleb Williams is carving up the Packers defense. Ben Johnson is smiling on the sideline. This is the moment. Week 17, the Lions come to Chicago. Extra preparation time after the short week of Thanksgiving finally pays off. Ben Johnson gets the win over his former boss, Dan Campbell, that everyone in Chicago has been waiting for. The Bears win a cold, hard-fought December game, 12-4, and then Week 18 at Minnesota. If the Bears are sitting at 12-4, they have almost certainly already clinched the NFC North. The Vikings, who are fighting for wild card positioning, take the split in the season series. Bears lose in Minnesota, but it does not matter. 12-5 is the final record. With 12 wins, the Bears are almost certainly holding that division title trophy for the second year in a row and walking into the playoffs as a 2 or 3 seed in the NFC. Now let me give you the big picture one more time. Caleb Williams will face 5 former number 1 overall picks this season: Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence, and Bryce Young. This schedule is not just a test of this team's talent, it is a referendum on whether Caleb Williams is the best quarterback from his draft class, whether Ben Johnson is the best young head coach in football, and whether the Chicago Bears are genuinely built for the long haul or just a one-year flash in the pan. The last time the Bears made back-to-back playoff appearances was 2005 and 2006, the latter of which was their last Super Bowl appearance. Since then, every single time Chicago made the postseason, they took a step back the very next year. That drought, that gut punch cycle, that is the real opponent in 2026. The ghosts of Bears history are on that schedule just as much as the Eagles, the Bills, and the Seahawks. But this team is different. The coaching staff is different. The quarterback is different. The belief radiating out of Hollis Hall right now is different from anything this fan base has felt in a very long time. The NFL has rewarded Chicago with 7 standalone windows, including appearances on both Thanksgiving and Christmas, because the league believes this team is worth watching every single week. When the league gives you that kind of platform, the only thing left to do is perform on it. 12-5 NFC North champions, a home playoff game at Soldier Field in January. Caleb Williams announcing himself as the undisputed best quarterback from the 2024 draft class. Ben Johnson winning the NFC North in back-to-back seasons, and Bears Nation for the first time in a generation walking into the playoffs, not with hope and prayer, but with genuine, legitimate, this is our year confidence. That is what is on the table, Bears fans. The schedule is hard. The road is difficult. The history is not encouraging. But nobody handed this team anything last year, and they found a way to win anyway. In year 2, with a healthier roster, a more experienced quarterback, and a coaching staff that has now had a full year to install its culture, I believe in these Bears. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, down in the comments section, drop your 2026 Bears record prediction. Are you with me at 12-5? Do you think they fall short and land at 9 or 10 wins? Or are you one of the brave souls who thinks this team is going to do something truly historic? Let me know. This is the conversation. This is why we are here. And while you are down there, I want you to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, because it genuinely helps this channel more than you know, and it tells YouTube that Bears content deserves to be seen by every football fan in this country. Subscribe to Bears Chat now if you are not already part of this family, because we are going to be covering every twist, every turn, every dramatic win, and every heartbreaking loss of the 2026 season together, from week 1 in Carolina all the way to a January playoff run that this city has been waiting 20 years to experience. Bears down. Let's go get it. Drop your record prediction in the comments. CHI for the Bears, DET for the Lions, GB for the Packers, or MIN for the Vikings to take the NFC North. Who you got?
Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.